What kind of shows did we watch on Cartoon Network?
Tap in to find out.
Yeah. Tap in. You already know what it is. You already know what it is. Tap in, come vibe for a minute. Two friends talking life, yeah, we really just living. From anime fights to the games we be winning. If it's nerdy or funny, yeah, you know we get in it. No script, no plan, just vibes in the mic. 1 minute we deep, next minute we hype. Debating who's strongest, who wins in a fight. Then switch to real life, like you good, you alright, ay. Whatever you into, we talking about it. So tap in, and let's get it. Tap in, you already know what it is.
Welcome to the Tap In Conversation podcast. I'm Jobie.
And I'm Kobe.
And we're going to do a 4-part series for you guys coming up. It's the channels that raised us. And this is part 1. We're going to be talking all about Cartoon Network. How are you doing today, Kobe?
I'm doing fantastic today. How about yourself, Jobie?
Doing pretty well. I told you about some of the good news I had, and I got some exciting things to share later on with everyone. But big life changes are coming.
There's some good ones too for y'all. Oh, it's going to be so exciting because once it happens, now we can vlog and everything. So now it's going to be awesome.
It's going to be great. I can't wait to produce different kinds of content, especially some IRL content because, up until now, it's just been our voices, It's just been us behind a mic, a little still image, and a 30 to 45 minute podcast. But now we're going to be bringing some real life content. You're going to actually get to see sides of Jobie and Kobe that you hadn't really got to see before. And that's exciting.
It is because I would say I have a big personality just to be silly and goofy in like real life. So I'll be glad to actually have the viewers to actually see that side of me also.
Absolutely. Just because I'm also I'm a very corny person and very sarcastic, and sometimes my sarcasm doesn't come across with just my voice. You have to see my facial expressions with it as well. So it's going to be a blast.
It's going to be a blast, man.
Oh, for sure. But this week is all about Cartoon Network. One of the many, many channels that raised us. And I just wanted to ask you real quick, Kobe, what does Cartoon Network mean to you?
For me, it means nostalgia, a lot of happy moments, just just enjoying the cartoons that aired and everything that just makes you just like a kid. It just brings like the best out of you, like in a way.
Absolutely. Whether it's, trying to catch a cartoon or two before school or enjoying a few on the weekends, um, it gave us a source of entertainment that we were able to relate to as kids and was able to expand our minds as far as fantasy and
And I would say being the only child, I've used that for my advantage mostly all through my life growing up. I've watched so many different cartoons growing up and it just developed me in a way to be who I am like today. Like it molded me in some ways, like different aspects to make me who I am today.
Oh, I agree. I'm the same way. Even to this day, I'll say something so obscure, like a line or a joke from an old cartoon, and everybody's just like, "What?" And I'm like, "Okay, you gotta know. If you know, you know, you know."
It's like if you don't know, I don't have time to really explain it, to go over it to make you understand it. But if you know, you know. But if you don't, it sucks for you to not understand the reference or it's like the joke of it.
Exactly. It's like, come on, bro, get on my level. But Cartoon Network was launched in 1992 by Turner Broadcasting Systems. They're the same company that did TBS, TNT, stuff like that. Ted Turner, former owner of the Atlanta Braves, owned a TV conglomerate that was Turner Broadcasting Systems.
Mm,
And they
did
mainly
not know that.
Yeah, it's very interesting. At first, they kind of mainly showed classic animated shows, from the Hanna-Barbera, your Flintstones and your Jetsons and stuff like that. And Then they kind of got into like the Scooby Doo and the Looney Tunes, kind of expanded a little bit, where there's like MGM, Acme cartoons, and that was kind of like the early 90s. But 1996, the mid 90s point, is where we got to see, like, I would say the golden age of Cartoon Network. That was like, Dexter's Lab, Johnny Bravo, Ed, Edd and Eddie, Courage the Cowardly Dog, and Powerpuff Girls. And a lot of those shows, I still hold dear today. What say you?
Ooh, the way all the ones that you just named, they have such a hold on me, it's not even funny. Like, I would say a lot of those shows have molded me to be the person that I am today, just from the characters, how they either be so bubbly or just so blunt or just goofy in general. I just love all the names that you just named, like Ed, Edd and Eddie. I can quote that almost honestly all day, every day. I could talk about the episodes. I could talk about Rolf and him having his shenanigans and just talk about Ed Boy. Like, it's just so perfect.
I have yet to find the super giant jawbreaker they had.
Yeah, I'm still want them to find that giant jaw. I honestly, mm, I shouldn't. I shouldn't spoil it for some people. If you don't know, um, if you remember Kevin from Ed, and Eddie, his
Mhm.
dad actually works at the Jawbreaker, so I don't know why they never try to be friends with Kevin to try to get more Jawbreakers or see if they can find the giant Jawbreaker.
That's because Kevin just didn't want any of the shenanigans to deal with Ed, Edd and Eddie. Like, he he was just chilling, bro. He was your regular Chad, a regular average dude, sometimes a douchebag. He didn't want no part of their shenanigans.
That is very true. Kevin was like, I don't got time for y'all. Y'all just a bunch of dorks. Y'all either be scheming, trying to figure out some ways to get money to get the jawbreakers, or just coming up with these ultimate labyrinth schemes that either kind of work or just never works in their favor.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's crazy the links they went through to try to get what they wanted. And that was, Ed and Eddie was a great show. I would say my favorite show from that, like, quote unquote golden age of Cartoon Network, it would have to be Dexter's Laboratory. Dude, I love Dexter's Laboratory.
You know what? I can kind of picture you as Dexter. Like, after you just said that, like, I can kind of picture it because you do got the glasses. You are very smart. It'd been funny if you had a sister named Dee Dee and she just always coming into your room, stumbling into your laboratory and just causing like massive destruction and chaos just by touching and doing things that she shouldn't even be like doing in that laboratory.
Absolutely. And, in some ways, I kind of was like Dexter because I was like telling my little brother, like, get out of my room instead of like, get out of my laboratory.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, so you was the one always saying omelette du fromage. Omelette du fromage. Access
100%.
denied. Access denied.
And I also had a connection to the Powerpuff Girls. So my family nickname, everybody knows me as Jobie, but my family nickname is JoJo. And of course, there's the famous character Mojo Jojo. So guess what I got called throughout my entire childhood?
Jojo. Jojo. Mojo Jojo.
Exactly. It used to haunt me. It haunted my dreams until I accepted it.
Well, at least you don't have three super powerful little girls just running up into your spot, just ready to like square it with you at like any moment. So yeah, like I wouldn't know what I would do if my family would nickname me Mojo Jojo from the Pop-Up Girls, because I'm like, these girls don't like him, and every chance they get, they're just ready to square up with him, like no matter what. Like, I remember, do you remember the episode where he was in jail, already in jail? These girls busted into jail just to beat his ass some more while he was in jail. And I'm like, girls, he's he's literally locked up. He can't even do nothing right now. Like, they was ready just to beat his ass. Like,
Yeah, it was 100% on site, and like there was like I remember one scene he was like in his garden planting some vegetables or whatever. They showed up and whooped him in the garden, destroyed his garden, and left. Like, why? Let the man
It's like just
garden.
literally like just let this man garden. Like he's not bothering that like nobody. He's not coming up with no elaborate schemes. He's not trying to take over anything right now. He's just doing him right now.
Absolutely. And I want to transition into, because this was like the mid 90s to late 90s. Now, as we got later in 1997, Cartoon Network wanted to expand, show something for the older audiences as, their audiences grew with the channel. And
Mhm.
do you know what subsection of Cartoon Network was created in 1997? Here's my little trivia for you.
Ooh, okay. You know what's funny? I was looking at a lot of the transitions from like the shows and all of that. Let me see, where's my notes at? uh, I feel like I know it, but I don't want to over guess it. Like I don't want it to be like a complete wrong answer.
I wouldn't even overthink it, dude. Just think of like some of your first experiences with like anime.
Okay, with anime. There's a lot of good animes too from like the from 97. So I'll say maybe one of them. I would say does it tie it a little bit into Toonami like at all?
It is exactly Toonami. So Toonami was the
Okay, perfect.
yeah, exactly. Toonami was the special programming that they wanted to do for kids as they were getting to their preteens and their teenage years, and it featured a few shows that I know we both love to this day, like Dragon Ball Z, Sailor
Mm-hmm.
Moon, Gundam
Yep.
Wing, and Naruto.
Good. So good.
And I know for me personally, Toonami was kind of my first access into what anime is and how great it can be.
I'll agree. I will agree with that as well. I would say a lot of my early moments with anime came from Toonami. Just to have access to Toonami at a young age and just expanding the different animes that did came out around that time era, and just I probably would say my whole weekend, the weekdays that it did come on, I would just just sit down, I'm watching it, probably there for, like, the whole I forgot, like, was it every few hours until they kinda transition into, I think, Adult Swim? Because I know at one point they were also playing Adult
Mhm.
Swim, um, series on Toonami, like, a little bit, but I think that was the later years of it, I believe, but I would spend hours upon hours just absorbing, soaking on the different, animes that would come on there. And do you remember the show called Big O on there?
I do not.
It was a really, really good anime, show. It was called Big O. It kind of in a way, it kinda remind me of, like, Batman and Robin, but there
Mhm.
wasn't really, like, a Robin. It was just this rich, I think he was a billionaire, like a millionaire, billionaire guy, had his own, butler with him and all this, but at like nighttime, he basically had like this giant robot that goes around beating up like other bad guys that were either like these weird creatures or just other robots that were just causing destruction everywhere throughout the city. And he had this huge mechanoid robot that every time he would punch, it kind of remind you of like One Punch Man. Like every time he would punch, it would release the extra impact where it's in its arms behind its elbows, and it would just push that spring in. And once it makes contact with whoever, boom, just crazy damage. Like it was a really good show for what it was back then. Like it kind of favor like Batman, like the Batman animation that came out like in the early 90s also.
Interesting. I'll definitely have to check that out. And to your point, Adult Swim did come out a little bit later. I think it premiered in 2001, actually.
Okay.
And but I just know when before Adult Swim, when it made that transition from like Cartoon Network to Toonami, you just see Tom. the robot in his big armchair turning around. I'm like, okay, we're about to get some fire television right now.
For sure, for sure.
But
I could talk about Toonami like all day. I feel like that would be like another sequel that we or not sequel, but like a segment that we could talk about one day, like after the part 2, 3, and 4, maybe like down the line, like somewhere.
oh, absolutely. We may even have to live stream us watching like because I know they got compilations like of 2, 3 hours long on YouTube of like a
Oh,
Saturday in Tanami. We can live stream our reactions to
mhm.
it. That'd be cool.
Honestly, I probably would cry because if
Same,
I
same.
see Tom and he's coming up there doing his own thing, his monologue, and just once he pushed that button, to be like, "Okay, guys, it's about to start." I'm about to cry. I'm just gonna cry.
So the kind of later years in Cartoon Networks when I kind of started getting out of it, like I remember shows like Camp Lazlo and Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends and like Chowder. That's about the
I love
latest I
Chowder.
remember. That and Chowder was great, dude. It's so underrated. I still quote that big gray creature. I forgot his name, but
Yes,
he's like rada rada.
Rada Rada.
And then you got
You
his
know what's funny? Because
go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say, well, I was gonna add to that. Like, you know what's funny? I was looking at the cast on that show, and his name escaped me. But yeah, I just remember every time he just be like Rada Rada, Rada Rada. I'm like, yeah, Rada Rada, man, Rada Rada.
Exactly. A man of few words, but it's pure poetry. Um,
Pure poetry.
and Chowder's little arch nemesis, Gazpacho. No, was it Gazpacho? Gazpacho was the grandpa, right? I don't remember.
Yes, it was the grandfather.
Okay, but I remember he had this like arch nemesis kind of character that like hated him, but he had like a food name as well. I just can't remember his name.
Baby girl, I hear you in there. Sorry if you hear my cat in the background. She's not happy that she's locked out.
Oh,
I think the character's name was Miss Endive, I believe.
I don't know. It's not really ringing a bell. I may have to go back and watch Chowder, which I'm down for. I used to love that show when I was a kid.
Hmm.
Now,
Chowder definitely slapped back then.
oh, absolutely. I just wanted to touch on a few other shows real quick that are like 2010s and beyond. I didn't really watch them, but like my friends that have kids, they've watched them, and I've sat there and watched them with them. Or my little brother's seen a lot of these shows, like Adventure Time or Regular Show or like Steven Universe. Even those are pretty good modern Cartoon Network shows, in my opinion.
Hmm. So I actually only watched 2 out of 3 out of those that you just named. I've kind of seen Steven Universe, but not really for its whole entirety. But I definitely watch Finn and Jake, the Adventure Times, and what was the other one that you named? I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. Regular Show.
Regular Show. Oh yeah, Regular Show. I definitely watched that. My mom. So I think you should maybe watch one of those. I would say you probably would enjoy Regular Show and the Adventures Times with Finn and Jake because they actually have a spinoff, but in they have another one. It's called
Hmm.
Fiona the Human and Cake the Cat. It's basically just the same thing, just they kind of like swapped, but it's like
Gotcha.
another sequel like of it.
Okay, yeah, I'll definitely have to check out Adventure Time and then its sequel. But
It's so good.
um, so that's kind of the general synopsis of Cartoon Network. We went through a few different eras and a few different television shows. And the one thing I guess stayed constant is they were able to provide great entertainment for millions and millions of people.
Hmm. They definitely did because I mean they have you and me just watched it all pretty much all through our like childhood growing up, and just to have something that we can relate to and watch every single day, like they have to have some type of good, sorry, I'm looking for, I'm sorry, for them to like reach out to the different audience that they grab towards
Uh,
with just being diverse and just bringing every type of like inclusions into it. Like I really enjoyed the way that Cartoon Network did from like the early times all the way up to where it's at now. I think I like you said, I kind of fizzled out a little bit on the newer stuff, like past the 2010,
uh,
but I pretty much watched it all the way for like its whole entirety. Like I love Cartoon Network. Like it's one of the main cartoon channels that made me who I am today. Like very, very big on that. Just to like to have the sense of humor, to be your own self. Like it was just everything for me.
absolutely. And they like you said, they included something for everybody. They uh they were very diverse. It truly was a cartoon channel ahead of its time, right?
I will agree. It definitely was. All right, guys, this is my solo segment, and it is called the Looney Fortune verse for the Cartoon Network that we're talking about for this segment. I want to talk about one of my one of my favorite tune verse that ties into Cartoon Network. We did kind of talked about the older generation, the golden era of that generation. Besides Looney Tunes, there's another good one that I really loved, and it was Tom and Jerry. Just these two characters. You have a mouse, you have a cat. The typical cliche cat tries to catch the mouse, usually never fit, like he always fails. He never really truly catches Jerry, but he always, tries to attempt to catch him. But a lot of their funny moments when they add Toonverse into it is just so goofy. A lot of times where Jerry will plan like a prank or, messes with Tom where he tries to catch him. And I would say when there's like a hammer or something involved where they generate these huge 3, 4, 5 feet knots that just gradually just keeps on getting bigger and bigger, and it makes the sound effects off of them. And you would think getting hit in the head or on the toe or any part of the body, that would just do some type of crazy damage. But to them, they just, like they just kinda take it, they get hurt a little bit, but not really hurt. And I just love the sound effects that goes off every time something happens to either Tom or kinda Jerry in a way, but Jerry still gets out of it. But with Tom, we see him getting, hit by a hammer, running into a rake, and where he tried to use that trap against Jerry, but ending up hurting himself in the process, running smack, seeing stars everywhere flying. You hear the little sound effects going off. Or one of my favorite moments is where trying to figure out which timeline, but it was like an older episode, and Tom was trying to talk to this girl and everything else, and it was like this Western top style. He had on the cowboy boots, and he's walking all, like he has a stance and just walking towards this girl, and he's trying to, really show her like that he has all the moves. So at one point, he had Jerry. This was a really funny. He had Jerry and he had a cigarette. He's making the cigarette, had Jerry lick it and roll it, and he throws it up in the air. He shoots it, grabs it, and it's perfectly lit. And that's one of the tune verse that I would say that was goofy in its way, because how would you shoot a cigarette in midair and not have it being like go everywhere? But since it's tune verse with Tom, he just acts like normal, talking to the girl. He blows the smoke, and it's making like words out of it, saying like, "Oh, you're cute," or just like all these little words that will draw the girl's attention to Jerry because of his demeanor and just how he's acting like at that moment. Like I love Toonverse, how silly and everything just goes with the character where they just um bend reality to like their own will in that regard where I like this girl, I'm trying to flirt with her, I'm doing everything in my power to make her fall for me.
So we went through the history of Cartoon Network, some of our favorite shows. We learned about some of the interesting Toonverse antics of Tom and Jerry. Now, I believe you have some very tough Cartoon Network trivia for me today.
I hope it's a really good trivia for you like this time around.
Well, I'm sure would be. You always bring great questions.
Well, thank you. I do my best every time. So for this part of the trivia segment, it is called Do You Know Your Cartoons? So for the first question, it is going to be which 90s Cartoon Network show caused controversy due for its mature theme? hmm It was in the 90s. This was one of the first questions that like popped up for me.
So, of course, now looking back, a lot of those shows do have like mildly suggestive themes going on and jokes you would only get as an adult. But the one that sticks out
hmm
the most to me is Johnny Bravo. You know, say no more.
Mm.
I'm going to go with Johnny Bravo.
Shockingly, that was not the right answer. They actually
What?
had Samurai Jack for that one. For whatever reason, like I feel like Samurai Jack, it had some of those mature moments, but like not like John Bravo. When I saw that, I was like, oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, it is because, yeah, okay, a dragon getting his head cut off is one thing, but Johnny Bravo was up there like sexually assaulting women. Like that. That was
Melting
very.
women.
Yeah, exactly. That's crazy.
Okay. So I just went and write this down. So I was like, maybe you'll get it, but I'm kind of glad you didn't at the same time.
That's fair. I respect it.
So for the next one, this one is going to be from Ed and Eddie. This one is asking, what is Eddie's middle name?
Huh. I want to say it was something like corny, like it was Eddie Eddie. Ah, frick. Trying to think.
See, I don't want to give it away, but there was an episode when I think it was Kevin when he figured out what was Eddie's middle name. He gave him so much hell for it. Like it was like a whole episode. Like once he found out, like, oh, that's your middle name, and he just was making fun of him like the whole episode. And I think
Now,
even Double D was involved with it too, maybe.
okay, Eddie was the short little fat one, right?
With the three hairs.
Okay, yeah, okay. It clicked. His middle name was Skipper.
Actually, it was Marion.
Marion was Double D's middle name.
Are you sure? Hold up.
I'm positive.
Are you sure? If I wrote this wrong, hold up. Like I believe you, but I just want to make sure.
Timeout on the field. Play is under review.
Okay, so I got that wrong. So you was correct. I must have looked at double D's and
Mm.
thinking that it was Eddie's middle name. So yeah, you actually got that one right.
Yeah, because I remember.
Dang, I can't believe I did that.
I remember. Who was it? I think it was one of my cousins. Because when they revealed like Ed's our Double D's middle name was Marion, he was like,
Okay,
"Okay,
that's what it was. Okay.
yeah," because he was like, "Okay, he's wearing the do rag. That's why." I'm like, "No, that's a fedora, but whatever."
Oh, whatever. Man, okay. You got that one. I'll give you that one because you basically got it right.
All right, 1 for 2, batting 500.
So for this next one, this one's going to be when did Johnny Bravo first air?
I know we talked about it was in the golden age, so I'm gonna say early to mid 90s.
Um,
Um, wait, Johnny Bravo? No, that might have been mid to the end of the 90s. I'm just gonna throw a year out there. I'm gonna say
okay.
1997.
Oh, you on fire because that one's correct. You got that one.
Nice.
Okay, I'm gonna have to really spice it up on these. Let me see. This one is still tied with Cartoon Network. It's just more of a little bit in the older, or like their early '90s show right here. This one is how many core members are in the Thundercats?
Oh man, I didn't watch much Thundercats.
Mm.
Oh,
Come on.
I'm trying to like race my brain through like some of the posters or promotional material I may have seen from it.
Thundercats. I lose. I see. That's one of the shows that I grew up on too. Was Thundercats. Between that and the older He Man,
Mm-hmm.
I'll be watching that television all day.
Now, do I have to give you an exact answer, or can I give you a range? Because I'm thinking like four to five.
I'll give you if you can name like the number. Like you don't have to give me the names, just how many members, like the number of the members are the primary ones.
See, my mind goes to like Power Rangers when there's like five of them. But that's not Power Rangers. It's Thundercats. Um, I'm just gonna say four. There's four Thundercats.
So that one is incorrect. There's actually six of them.
Six.
Hmm. There's the Lion-O, which is the leader of the group. Then you have Panthro, he's the mechanic in the group. Techie, mechanic. You had Chitara, she's the quickster. She has her staff beating up on people. Then you have Tigra, he was, I believe, the scientist of that group, kind of like a strategist, I believe also. And then you had the two twin siblings, Willie Cat and Willie Kit.
Okay, interesting. That's another show I may need to go back and watch.
It was so good. I love Thundercats, and there's actually more members now. There's actually 11 members
Oh
of
wow.
Thundercats, but the main primary six is those six first.
Okay. Well, that puts me at.
Love Thundercats.
Oh, nice. That puts me at 2 for 4. And you said you had six of them for me today.
I did.
All right. Let's go with number five. Let's see what's up.
So this one is tying with Toonami. We did talk about Toonami a little bit and the different animes and the timeline with Toonami. So with this one is what was the first anime to air on Toonami in the 1997?
I'm trying to think of like the older animes that they would have shown at the time. I'm gonna go
Hmm.
with I'm gonna go with Sailor Moon. Actually, let's go Sailor Moon.
So that one is wrong. It was actually Voltron was the first anime to be aired on Toonami back in 97.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Yeah, that's literally what I said too, because I was like, oh, I mean, like I can see it, but I really would picture like Sailor Moon or like Dragon Ball when it like first came out like in the 90s, but Voltron was the first anime to ever be aired on Toonami.
Oh wow, I did not know that. So that puts me at
Hmm.
3 for 5. No, I'm at 2 for 5.
Hmm.
I'm at 2 for 5. So I have to get this one right to score a 50%.
Okay, for the rent. And we didn't talk about this one in particular, but it is also another one of my favorite Cartoon Network shows that did air. So it was so good. I think you're familiar with Ben 10, right?
I am. I was actually watching like some Ben 10 edits on TikTok the other day. I don't know if I sent it to you or not,
Mm,
but uh,
mm-mm. I
I'll
don't, I don't
ha-
I don't think you did.
I'll have to find it and send it to you. It was pretty fire.
Yeah, Ben 10. So this one is going to be talking about Ben 10. For this last question, it's going to be asking which transformation did Ben use the most? And it is it's a multiple choice. So I feel like you have a chance to get this one correct. The first one is going to be A for Humongosaur, B forearms, C diamond head, or
Hmm.
D accelerate.
I know he used Diamond Head a lot, but I know he used forearms way more. I'm gonna go with forearm.
Mm, I would give you that one. That was actually his second most transformation, but it was actually Humongosaur that had like over 71 transformations.
Oh wow, yeah, I did not know that.
hmm I know at one point his main ones that he always transformed was, of course, Heat Blast, Diamond Head, Accelerate, Wallamut. But forearms was one of his main heavy hitters when he needed to transform into forearms. That was one of his main ones. But once he went to Alien Force and got a newer Omnitrix and all of that that had Humongosaur in it, he just started using him a lot more for like a lot of different heavy hitters. And then really going into the ultimate part of it and using ultimate Humongosaur, it was just kind of like an overkill, like here and there.
I mean, as the seasons get later, you gotta shows have to freshen things up with like more OP characters, so that makes sense.
And like there's so many aliens that I wish they would I wish a lot of them had a little bit more of screen time, but I get it, here and there. But I saw somewhere on YouTube where they were talking about his most dangerous aliens that he can never really transform. Like there was one of them that he actually has in the watch, but can never use it because if he transform into this alien, the alien itself just consumes the whole Earth and just keeps on growing to the point where it's bigger, like it's big as like the planet Earth, like itself, and just keeps on eating on the planet and just so on. Like he has so many crazy, powerful aliens that you can't even really use like in battle, like whatsoever.
That's definitely interesting. I'll have to I'll have to go back and watch some of the later stuff and try to refresh my memory on it. But 2 out of 6, not my best showing for trivia. I'll have to step it up next week.
I mean, well, you still did pretty good. Even though I messed up one of the answers for the questions, I thought you still did pretty good.
Yeah, I tried my best.
Hey, that's all you can do.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you for listening to the Tapping Conversation podcast. We had a great time talking about Cartoon Network and some of the shows we loved watching as we were kids. And remember, this is just the first part in a 4-part series of the channels that raised us. If you enjoyed it, please, considering giving us a review, a 5-star rating, drop a like, and won't you tell them where they can find the podcast, Kobe?
So you can find us on Amazon Music. We're on Spotify. We're on YouTube, iHeartRadio. A lot of apps that you can type in, tap in conversation podcast to find us a little bit easier. You can even find us on Podbean too.
And Podbean is a phenomenal platform. It's given us this platform to be able to host this podcast. So, and they got tons of podcasts for hundreds and thousands of different interests. So you should definitely check out Podbean. You can also find us on
hmm
social media through Facebook or TikTok and interact with us there. We'd love to see some of your comments, and we love interacting with you guys. I just want to leave you guys. Remember, be kind to one another and put love above hate.
And also, peace, love, and positivity, guys.
Absolutely. Bye now.
All right, see you guys.
Yeah. You already know what it is.